For most people who want to learn a different language, the goal is to be able to reply quickly to native speakers when they're talking to you. However, if you're early on in the process, this can be difficult because it takes a while to think about what the native speaker is saying to you in your target language before you can think of a reply to say back. However, there is a technique that you can use to make that process almost instant, so you know exactly what's being said to you by a native speaker, and that means you can reply instantly. That technique is called thinking in your target language, and in this video I'm going to tell you how to use it. I'm James, I'm native in English, and I can speak Spanish and Italian. I also wrote this book which teaches you how to learn a language if you're a busy person. So when I say think in your target language, what does that mean and how does it relate to actually being able to reply quickly to native speakers? Well, essentially, if you wake up every day, you will have internal thoughts. You'll be talking to yourself in your native language, if that's English, and you'll be thinking, what am I doing today? Oh, do I need to wash the car? Do I need to fill up fuel? Now, where this technique comes in useful is if you replace the words that you're saying in English, but with your target language. For example, if I'm learning Spanish, I might think, oh, brush my teeth. I might think teeth, dientes in Spanish. And the way it works is any words I already know, I say it in that target language instead. And what this does is it gets your mind used to producing those words and coming up with them without even having to say them. And it tells your brain that that word is important every time you say it. And the beauty of it is, it doesn't mean that you have to replace every single word that you think about in your target language. It can be you might come across a word, 1 in every 10 words, and you know that word in your target language. Say it to yourself. You open the fridge to get some breakfast, say the word fridge. And that further solidifies what that word means in your head, so that next time a native speaker says that word, you don't have to translate into English because you know what it means anyway. Because ultimately, the reason why you take a while to reply to the native speaker is because you're translating what they're saying into English first of all, thinking about it, then coming up with a response. Whereas if you cut that thinking time, because you already know what their words mean straight away, you can reply instantly. But that's only because you've trained your brain on what those words mean by thinking to yourself in your target language. Also, with repeat exposure, for example, if you live in the country or you're listening to the radio in a different language, you'll have different words in your target language floating around your head, bouncing around. And the act of thinking in your target language, when all these words are bouncing around anyway, helps your brain to make sense of what it learns. It helps to organize them into folders in your brain so that each word is more familiar to you, and the next time you hear a native speaker saying something to you, you instantly understand what it means and don't have to translate. But the thing is, there's so much to cover in this topic in itself. So what I've done is I've made a 5-day email course that tells you exactly how to have conversations and not freeze up when speaking with native speakers. The course is free, and each email takes around a minute to read. It's super condensed, but essentially it combines my 13 years of language learning experience into one place, specifically focusing on how you can get better at conversations with natives. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below, click on it, enter your email, and I'll send them your way. Anyway, that's it for now. See you later.